I'm looking forward to sharing today's interview with you. Looking for some of my little bits and pieces. So hold on just a second. I hear you guys popping in. I'm trying to find my chat. There it is, chat window. So I'm coming to you today from Southern Colorado. I'm at home and really looking forward to sharing this with you. You guys popping on in. That's great. It's good to see you. I see you saying hello. Hello, hello, hello. There's Miss Christy in Tallahassee and Kathy. It's good to see you. Ann, good. Okay. Oh, Pam, Jamie, Lisa, Joan, Marcia, Medell, you guys okay? Great, we're popping in. So I was able to spend a little bit of time. Well, first of all, many of you may know that there's been the quilters just typically kind of rally together in times of need. And the story today that I'm going to be sharing with you is really no different than that. It is one person having a little bit of a vision and then watching something really explode. And this is going to be Claudia Pfeil. Claudia lives in Germany, and she is a wonderful quilt artist, a delightful lady. She's been on the Quilt Show. And so I just wanted to let you know that I got to visit with her, and this particular experience is called Peace for Peace, PIECE, for PEACE, and it is quilts relating to the refugees from the Ukrainian war. So it's I don't want to say it's long, but it is something that if you can't watch all of this right now as we go through it, would you please come back? You can hit the play button and listen to the interview while you're stitching and while you're sewing. It's a beautiful story, and I'm so happy to be able to share it with you. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get right into the interview with Claudia. Hey, everybody, I'm excited, very excited to have Claudia Pfeil. She's in Germany, and she's going to tell us a lot about what she's got going on in her world these days. Hello, Claudia.
Hi, Ricky. Hi.
Well,
Hello, world.
A lot of you will know Claudia. She is an award-winning quilter. Her work is legendary. It's beautiful. It's contemporary. I'm always inspired, Claudia, when I see your quilts.
Thank
And
you.
you really took on a massive project, and it has to do with Ukraine and quilting. And I would like just for you to tell us the seeds, how it got started, what inspired you. Let's just chat about that a little bit.
Yeah, it has been a year ago now at this time of the year, and it was my birthday, the 27th of February, when I was celebrating with my friends out of the old bread factory. And I went upstairs and I saw the horrible news in television. And I thought, oh my God, I need to do something. What can I do? Of course, I could have sent money but I'm a better quilter. So I thought, why not doing some quilts for the kids arriving here in Krefeld at those days already. At those days, there were already 3,000 refugees here. And I thought I would cover 5 kids with a quilt. And yeah, so I checked my stash, fabric stash, and seriously, I have a huge stash, but not in blue yellow. And I
So,
wanted to do something like blue yellow.
Claudia, give us a little bit about geography. Where are you, and where were these refugees coming?
Okay, yeah. Okay, if you imagine Germany, we are in the western part at the Rhine area, which is a beautiful region, and the town is called Krefeld. Krefeld is a former silk and velvet industrial town. Not nowadays anymore, but they have Claudia Pfeil living there. So
They do.
and yeah, and the Ukrainian refugees, I think most of them just flew out of the country, and wherever they have had relatives, they ended up there. Yeah, they drove with cars, they came with buses, and Krefeld was kind of filled quite fast, and they've had a meeting point at the station, so the social groups took care of the refugees, put them in hotels, put them into a lot of private houses. Everyone was opening the doors.
That's really
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, and I was surprised how helpful the Krefeld people, not only the Krefeld people, everyone in Germany was helpful, and everyone has made something, and I wanted to do something else.
I
Yeah.
know that what you did. I've watched you on social media. I've seen the call for quilts, but this really exploded. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I remember my first post on Facebook. It was, I really want to do blue-yellow quilts, but it's not my favorite color combination. I remember this really clearly. And then I thought, okay, you don't have blue-yellow fabrics, not that much. Yeah, why shouldn't I ask my follower and friends and fans and the whole world on Facebook, please send me blocks, just blocks in blue yellow. And I wanted to get 100 blocks. 100 blocks means 20 for each quilt, so 5 quilts.
Yeah, and how many blocks did you end up getting?
Um, Here is my very important book. We noted every delivery from the first day till today. So it's quite filled. And we collected 22,750 blocks from 27 countries, and the most were coming from the USA. So that is a little bit statistic.
I find those numbers. I have tears in my eyes just hearing the numbers because quilters have always been compassionate people, and your seed, you planted a seed that was watered and fertilized. And how many quilts, do you even know how many quilts have been made to this day? How
Sure,
many?
we counted them, and I took picture of every quilt. But I have to say, we did not only receive blocks, we received finished quilts, finished tops. They are listed somewhere else. Yeah, so we have received 230 finished tops, 60 finished quilts. So
Wow.
I think quilters are amazing.
I'm going to
Quilters
show
are amazing.
I want to show some photos.
Yeah, I remember this one. I put the sunflowers into the corners. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, little sunflowers. And
yeah.
I saw this in your gallery. This is so I don't know, it's emotional but wonderful art as well.
And it is the only block I have done. You picked the one block I have done.
And everybody else has contributed, but you've done plenty of work. You've quilted these quilts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made fine. Seriously, I made the very first quilt with a striped sashing. I've quit the idea of the striped sashing for the next one.
Right.
So simple, solid fabrics as a sashing. Yeah.
I love these bundles. These are
Yeah.
they just look like they're full of love. Exactly. Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah, and every quilt is handed like that, and the kids are just taking it like that. Oh, look at that! Yeah.
Yeah. Are these your
Oh,
friends?
so many emotional moments I can't even describe. And those ladies are from Dortmund, not far away, but 100 kilometers from here. They have made very, very many tops
That's
for
fabulous.
us.
I will
So
mention while we're on this picture, I will just mention that those quilts behind are your quilts. If people are not familiar with your work, those are amazing Claudia Pfeil quilts.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, I have to say that last year I was not able to do anything like a show quilt. So don't wonder why I don't enter to shows.
I
I
understand.
don't have had the time.
You're bringing love and comfort. Tell us about this photo.
Yeah, this is a family living. They were living. It was quite in the beginning. Were living in Krefeld in a private house, and I remember the one lady with a darker sweater want to go to Japan because she has family over there, but they took their quilts and they were super interested in how I made that, especially the layout. The other picture showed how I'm doing the layout. So my goal, even or especially because those are refugee quilts, donation quilts, I wanted to make them as beautiful as possible. So I always tried to get a harmony and well balanced layout in color. And I have never imagined, seriously, I have never imagined how many blue, yellow tones are existing.
That's got to be
Yeah,
a learning experience on its own.
absolutely. Out of the 20,000 blocks, I've tried to choose the very well balanced layout.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a puzzle.
So,
It took
Claudia, when the
Mhm.
refugees come, do they get to pick their own quilt out of a selection, or do you just give them one? How do you do that?
That was another goal. I wanted to keep everyone fair. So I don't want to have a fight. Oh, this is more beautiful, or this is better, or this is smaller, this is larger. They are all similar in size, and they have all the cozy polar backing. So they are cozy and
Oh,
cuddling.
that
And yeah, and so I'm handling in at the roll. So I don't even know what's inside of this roll.
right.
Yeah, but I remember, but so there's no competition or jealousy between the refugees.
A few minutes ago, you said there's been many emotional moments. Can you
Mhm.
just give us some insight into one story that you might remember that really touched you in some way?
Yeah, mostly with tears. The moms um, are always in tears, and the kids are standing very, not shy, very proud, but they took them. I remember me as a child, I was always loud. Those children are very well behaving, not like me in my youth. So they are standing in front, very respectful to the quilts hanging at the wall. And emotional because every time the kids are getting their quilts, even if they are rolled, they don't even unpack, they don't unroll it, they just hold it. And the moms have to say, please take the ribbon off and unroll it. And then they are taking their quilt and wrapping around as a flag, a Ukrainian flag. And that is a moment the moms are super. super emotional here. And they're saying thank you several thousand times.
How do they feel as patriots for their country? Can you discuss that?
We don't really discuss because I avoid any political, but they all want to go back. Yes, because their families and most of them are here without husbands, because the husbands are still fighting there, and only fathers with 3 kids were allowed to go with the family, and so only a few male refugees are here. But what I really admire, even for the short time they're here, they are eager to learn the German language.
They want to
That is, yeah, they want to communicate. And my next idea is I will open my studio for a group of Ukrainian women in the next weeks, and we will sew together some quilts out of the blocks.
Do you find that the refugees that come to your area, do they end up staying, or is it for just a short time and then they move on, or a combination of both?
Yeah. No, as soon as the war is still going on, they will stay here. They
Okay.
are not moving from town to town now.
Yeah.
No, they found flats, they found their homes. No, they are settled. But as soon as the war is over, they will go home.
So let's talk a little bit about how long you expect this project to continue. Are you still accepting blocks? Tell us right now, if someone is watching, what they can do or where you're at with the process.
Um, yeah, that is a very tough question. As long as the war is going, I will quilt and I will arrange the layouts. I will prepare the kits so my sewers army can pick up the kits to sew the tops. But honestly, blocks I don't need. I still have 7,000 here laying. They need to be assorted. They need to be laid out, and and I still have 200 tops to quilt. So we are still on it. We are still doing it. Not in a week we are finishing 10 refugee quilts next to my normal business.
Do you need help? Is there something that we could do more to help you? Could someone step in, or is it just too much to ship blocks around?
You know what really helped? I have had a lady in Netherlands, Nicoletta. Hi, Nicoletta. If you hear me, you are wonderful. She made binding for us, and
Oh,
that was super helpful. Yeah, because binding, my colleague Ulrike is sewing. I'm the quilter. Ulrike is doing the binding, and the binding was well prepared and just blue yellow binding we would really need. We still have 200 tops to quilt.
do you
That would
care?
be helpful.
Do you care about any specifics on the
No,
size?
normal. What is a normal size? 2.5 inch something? Yeah,
Okay, but and folded.
normal size. I folded and ironed. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That would be super.
that
That
would
would
be
be
great.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
where?
would be really helpful.
How do people connect with you?
Facebook, Instagram, email,
Okay.
Messenger.
What what
Um,
what would be a good email that you're willing to share?
My email address is post at claudiapfeil.de.
Post at claudiafile.de.
.de. Mhm.
Yes, for Deutschland.
Mhm.
Um,
Deutschland, yeah.
you had a little, I'm going to call it a doll, but I want you to show that to everybody and tell us about the little guy.
I will show you, but you need to help me. What is worry? What is the not worrying, but the substantive?
Well,
What is the word?
it is worry. being
It's
afraid or
worry.
worrying. Worrying is the right thing. I'm worried. I have some fears. I'm anxious. I have anxiety, and the little doll relates to that.
May I introduce? This is little Sorgenfresser, which means translated worry eater. Yeah?
Worry eater.
Worry eater. So if the kids and those adorable worry eaters, Sorgenfresser, are coming from the Netherlands, and they have been sent to me from Anne Lilholm, and she brought bags, and the kids just love them. So everyone who is coming to the studio is getting their quilt and a Sorgenfresser. What are they supposed to do? They can write or draw something on paper, and then they open the zipper, put the worrying paper into this little bag, and there's something coming out. German Gummibärchen. So in exchange of a worrying letter, they're getting Gummibärchen. And
Yeah.
then they're closed, and the little Sorgenfresser eats the
Eat,
worry.
eats the worry and takes them away. I think that's really a great analogy, and it's got to really help a lot of kids that they're
Yeah,
missing their fathers. They're in a new place. They don't know
absolutely.
all the language. There's so many unknowns, and having
But you,
all like that to give them comfort, I think it's just amazing. What you've done, Claudia, is uh, well, you're a heroine in my book.
oh no.
Um,
I didn't plan it like that. It just happened. The tsunami just came over me. And
I totally understand. And
And a lot of people told me, you have to stop, you have to stop. And I said, I can't stop. The war isn't stopped either. So why should I stop? I had to reduce a bit to survive and pay my bills, yes,
yeah,
and to
what
teach in the US. And
what what has what has been your greatest reward from this experience?
the smiles of the kids and the moms. And they are hugging, and they are now they have had so much trouble, so much, and they are so thankful. And this is all I need. And yeah, but if you would have told me a year ago what would happen, uh, I wouldn't, I wouldn't have believed.
Well,
Yeah, it is, but it happened, and I had to do it. It was my, and I think this I have to tell you because of the letters which were accompanying the blogs. I have had the feeling that I gave people all over the world the opportunity to do something too. Yeah, people were shocked by the start of the war, and I gave them a little tiny chance to do something. Yeah, something constructive, not just spending money, but doing. We are quilters by hand with our fabrics, and I think that was the reason why so many blogs were sent. I know that a lot of guilds were working and still working on blogs. We have in Midwest, we have an outpost now. They are taking care of blocks and quilts and are sharing the finished quilts to Ukrainian refugees in the US. I have one lady in California. She is an outpost. We have outposts in Sweden, Denmark, Ireland, England, Berlin. So we are well set up. So I don't really need any more blocks, but maybe the outposts need blocks. Yeah.
sure.
So
How big are the
um,
blocks? How big are the
hmm,
blocks? How big are the blocks? The size? 12
eight
inch?
and a half,
Eight and a
eight
half.
and a half
Is
inch.
that
Yeah.
finished or unfinished?
Uh, unfinished.
Unfinished 8.5, so the block itself is an 8-inch block when it's finished.
But
Okay.
you can't believe, Ricky, you can't believe how many variations of 8.5 inch are existing.
Well, I can look on the wall behind you and see how many different options there are. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, and I still have a huge box underneath the table, which I haven't looked at in the past,
Wow.
because those are filled with the special sized blocks. So
Right.
8.5 inch is 8.5 inch, not 8 1/4 or 8 or 50 by 50.
Sure.
But it doesn't matter. I will manage it, but one step after the next.
So, do you know Maria Nelga?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to be chatting with Maria as well to just kind of talk about her perspective. But I know that they had a small exhibition in Ukraine during war, during bombing. The electricity was off. So many
Yeah, with
horrible things are
flashlight.
going on. But Ukraine has a strong quilting community, a very
Yeah.
strong quilting community.
Oh, one lady from Ukraine has won a big award 2019, just before Corona,
Yep.
with an amazing quilt. Yeah, they are very creative. And Maria, she offered me to help, and I sent her some tops, a few tops, I think 30 or so, and she has quilted them and has sent them to Kiev. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Is there anything that I'm not asking that you can think of that you want to share that I didn't cover today?
I think I'm thankful that I have had the chance to do something like that. And I am super thankful for all the blogs, even if I was once in a while a little bit, oh my God.
Right. What have I done?
Yeah, what I've done.
My hat's off today. I don't have my cowboy hat on. So my hat's off to you. And
Thank you.
all of your helpers. You've got a lot of little elves that have been helping along the way.
And
And
thank you
I
for
want to
all who have.
I want to acknowledge them as well. And for everybody that's contributed blocks or binding or batting or backing, you've all contributed to a worthy, wonderful cause. And Claudia, I've been watching you from the wings. I follow you, of course, on Facebook. But I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to talk to you on the anniversary of the start of this war. We all pray that it will end. We pray for the
Oh, yeah.
people that are innocent and the lives of the people and the families that they can be rejoined together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you.
Peace for Ukraine.
Yeah, peace for Ukraine. God bless you, Claudia. Thanks for sharing your story with us. And we wish you all the best and peace, because I know it's overwhelming. I send you peace and rest and mental calm through all of the chaos that you're dealing with, because it's a wonderful thing and you're a wonderful lady. And thank you so much for doing what you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.